हेड सर को सादर प्रणाम।
हाँ हाँ, अरे भाई गुड मॉर्निंग, नमस्कार हो गया। आप लोग इतना अच्छा ये कर रहे हैं इंडक्शन कार्यक्रम।
जी जी, अभी धीरे धीरे बच्चे जुड़ रहे हैं सर।
हाँ हाँ, ना ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है। मैंने तो देखा ही था, सर ने व्हाट्सएप पर सभी बच्चों का इंट्रोडक्शन और हेरिटेज का क्या उनकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, सब चीज सर ने स्टार्ट कराया ही। डॉक्टर विनय जी को भी मैं देख रहा हूँ। नमस्कार विनय जी।
सर प्रणाम सर।
कैसे हैं?
बस आशीर्वाद है सर आप लोगों का सर।
हाँ, खूब आपके राइटिंग्स को मैं देखते रहता हूँ, खूब अच्छा लगता है।
आशीर्वाद है, अपने आप को यूज रखता हूँ सर।
ना ना, बहुत अच्छा विनय।
सर अभी हमारी साइट की खुदाई होगी सर अगले महीने माटी गांव में, तो
अच्छा
सर आप लोग आइए सर। आप लोग चंदौली में है, बगल में ही है।
ओके ओके, हाँ देख रहा था एक्टिविटीज आपका। जी जी जी, ना ना, मुझे आकर के बहुत खुशी होगी।
जी सर।
नमस्कार सर, प्रोफेसर केशव मिश्रा सर, नमस्कार।
प्रणाम प्रणाम सर, प्रणाम प्रणाम।
और विनय जी आपको भी बहुत बहुत स्वागत, बहुत शुभकामनाएं। आप ज्वाइन किए, और सभी जो हमारे गेस्ट लेक्चरर्स हैं या गेस्ट टीचर्स हैं उन लोगों को भी बहुत स्वागत, और हमारे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं हेरिटेज मैनेजमेंट का उनका बहुत स्वागत। आलोक जी, आलोक
जी सर।
आपको फोन करके बोलिए कि वो भी आशीर्वचन दे दे। हमारी आज सुबह उनसे बात हुई है, तो 2 वाक्य बोल दें।
डीन साहब से
ऐसे करेंगे डीन साहब को फोन आप?
मैं कर लूंगा, अभी 2 मिनट दीजिए मुझे।
उनको करके कहिए, इतना बड़ा प्रेस्टिजियस प्रोग्राम शुरू हो रहा है काशी हिंदू विश्वविद्यालय का हेरिटेज मैनेजमेंट, तो उसमें हम तो वाइस चांसलर साहब को भी रिक्वेस्ट किए थे, लेकिन अब चांसलर साहब व्यस्त होंगे बहुत। लेकिन अच्छा तो होता कि कुलपति भी आकर के बच्चों का स्वागत करते, क्योंकि हमारे बच्चे ऑल ओवर इंडिया से ज्वाइन किए हैं। कोई विशाखापट्टनम में है, कोई मद्रास में है, मद्रास में कर्नाटक में है।
नहीं सर, मैं देख रहा था एकदम पूरा मतलब ऑल ओवर इंडियन ये है और डाइवर्स स्ट्रीम के हैं, इसलिए आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई सर। आपने जो ये पूरा जो तपस्या किया वो लगातार तीसरे बार भी जो है और ऊंचाइयों में जा रहा है, और जो आपने बहुत मीनिंगफुल डिस्कशन भी स्टार्ट कराया कि कैसे उनके मन में परसेप्शन क्या है, और बहुत मीनिंगफुल वे में चल रहा है सर।
जी जी, बस 2 मिनट दीजिए सर, कॉल कर रहा हूँ सर। सर अभी जस्ट डीन सर से बात हुई। हेलो, सुन पा रहे हैं सर? सर अभी डीन सर से बात हुई, वो कहीं बैठे हुए हैं और वो बोले हैं कि आप लोग स्टार्ट कीजिए, मेरी ब्लेसिंग्स आपके साथ है। और हेड सर तो हैं ही और प्रोफेसर राकेश पांडे सर हैं ही, तो बोले हैं कि प्लीज आप लोग स्टार्ट करें।
Being in tradition with Sankat Mohan Mahant, being in tradition with a very old Brahmin family, being in tradition with Pandit Madan Mohan Malvi as Dean. So he has all the capacity to bless our program, our course. So he has blessed, so we are happy. And our Honorable Head of Department is here. He has all varied knowledge in different disciplines, the history of Asia, and he is expert of China. And we are very much blessed to have him as our head. And of course, the heritage management students who are all over India, who are spread out, who are all over India, they would be knowing the things about heritage management. And before I say something, I would also like to welcome Dr. Vinay Kumar, who has been a very, I should say, a global level archaeologist who did some very seminal diggings, archaeological activities to unearth the realities of the past. Sometimes we have the understanding of the past from the literary sources we have, but to confirm those literary sources, and also certain places are there which don't have literary sources, they speak about the material culture of that period from the archaeological remains we find. So Mati Gaon is in Chandauri, and of course the head of department of culture department, if I am not wrong, belong to the Omkar Singh. His village is Mati Gaon. Dr. Vinay ji, can you correct me? Dr. Omkar Singh's village is Mati Gaon? Okay. So, and we have our tourism expert here, Mr. Jayant Kar, and then our museum expert, Dr. Sulekha Banerjee, and of course we have Jyotima, Dr. Jyotima, who has did her education from the Department of Culture and Archaeology. She would be engaging classes on the history of India and world throughout the ages. So there are 4 papers which in the first semester the students are exposed to. Because of the pandemic limitations, we are not in a position to conduct tours to different places of historical importance. And we feel it very essential that as per the course curricula, as per the program of our course, we have to take the students to the places where they could have the first-hand information and feel of the ancient heritage as far as India is concerned. And we don't have even the proper opportunity to invite them to visit in Varanasi. Because Varanasi is a great city of heritage, having a continuity with the very past, equivalent to those past cities of the world, like the cities of Rome or Italy, I should say, if they be considered as one of the oldest cities. So Varanasi has a very special role, that it has a continuity of city life and continuity of heritage life. So it would be very nice to have a visit to Varanasi and different locations, and particularly Gangaji and Ghats. So that would enable the students to have a feel of the heritage. And I should just say, with the permission of our head of department, I am taking 2, 3, 4 minutes more to say that heritage management is a very prestigious discipline of knowledge, and these days it is growing in importance. Government of India and the state government, UP state government and other governments also, they have taken more interest, and different state governments, Gujarat and other governments, and prior to that even Archaeological Survey of India has been something like an institution which came into existence with the British efforts. So all these institutions, they are engaged in heritage management, and particularly recently, I should say 10 years or 15 years back, we have the double or triple interest of the central government and the state governments for the conservation and preservation of our heritage properties. We call heritage properties. The properties which are more than 100 years old, they are heritage properties. They are tangible and intangible. Tangible means those things which you can touch and see with your eyes. And there are intangible heritage things like the language, the script, the value system, and all the plays, all the books, like our Vedic system, like our Vedic knowledge. So all the intangible things are also there. And we have almost 40 heritage properties of India which have been declared as UNESCO properties. So United Nations organization UNESCO, they fund and they see that they are maintained and preserved. And now I should also mention that the students should be thinking about the opportunities which they would be having after they complete heritage management degree. Because this is something like the course they do, they pay for each semester. So they and their guardians, they must be thinking about what would be the future of those who do heritage management. So I would just like to quote from the recent writings of Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog, you know, is something like an institution which replaced Planning Commission. And Niti Aayog has come up with several statements, and one particular statement I would like to quote and I would like to mention. And they say startup ecosystem, inverted comma, startup ecosystem. What is the startup ecosystem? The startup, this is something like a phrase or word system which is very much appreciated and used by our Prime Minister Modi. Startups, and his vision and also Niti Aayog's vision is that you learn certain techniques, certain artful things, certain skills, certain managerial skills which are going to empower you to develop startups, and the startups would be again something like a chain reaction for more startups, and then it would generate something like immense employment. So for those who are going to complete to do the heritage management studies, I am assuring them that those who did the MBA, the management course earlier, they got absorbed. Some of them got absorbed in banks, some by the private companies like Premji, and some by the Archaeological Survey of India. Some students they joined, and now they are on the way to join and develop. So I assure the students that they should be feeling proud of the fact that they have joined a very prestigious subject where management is also used. I'm just saying that whenever you have a degree where management is written in other universities, in American universities, if I'm just to say, if you have a degree where management is involved, it's very costly there. So just I'm very humbly saying that it is, you are going to get it by a fee, which is these days the fee of the kindergarten, the convent school students, their guardians, they pay for that very fee, 20,000 rupees for 6 months. That is less than the kindergarten fees. So just I impressed upon that with such a meager amount of fee, with such a rigor schooling and rigor training in Banaras University, the students are going to have something like a very prestigious degree which would enable them to declare proudly that they are management postgraduate students, and they would be in a position to be the advisors to government at different levels, and also they would be in a position to start these startups and to generate job opportunities in India. And they may have also the opportunity to visit different countries all over the world. There are institutions which are going to finance, and which finance the activities of the heritage management and the knowledge of heritage management, the government of India, and there are different institutions. And I would like Professor Vinay Kumar, Dr. Vinay Kumar ji, after the speech of our head, Dr. Professor Keshav Mishra ji, he would also be telling you about the different institutions which are working in the field of heritage management. So with these words, I take permission from our head of department, Professor Keshav Mishra ji, to sign off and request Professor Mishra to come up with his blessings and his energizing, enthusing exhortations to the students from all over India who have joined here. Professor Mishra sir, please.
Thank you so much, Professor Rakesh Pandey sir, for giving me this opportunity. As head of the department, all I can say is this is a great effort on the part of Professor Rakesh Pandey that this heritage program is now, assuming more serious disciplinary content, which of course he is the one who founded all these sort of things. And you all have heard him meaningfully about the discipline, about the future prospect, about, the salience of the course. All I can say, as sir introduced me as somebody who's also related with contemporary history and Asia, that after the end of Cold War, cultural studies have become more important all over the world. And India, China, Egypt, and other civilization states, they are richly endowed with all these heritage sites. Varanasi being the cultural capital of India, and BHU having had a glorious history of more than 100 years, it is more appropriate that Department of History initiated this heritage management program. All I can assure is, with Professor Rakesh Pandey, Dr. Vinay Sahab, 2 or 3 madams whom you will have pleasure of listening to in subsequent lectures, and maybe today, you will have a very, very meaningful, initiation with the discourse of this heritage management. At a time when global climatic changes are taking place, so much of, negativity because of pandemic, this will give you a sustainable discipline telling how the man has always, interacted in a given environment, and heritage is something which is very tangible. With these words, I can only assure you very good wishes to all of you, and you will, I'm very sure, online and maybe when we will have offline, you will have a very, very beneficial educational endeavor. This is also a good time that you have your own peer group, you discuss among themselves. This gives you a wonderful opportunity to have a fraternal feeling among you. So this will be very interesting and fascinating. With these words, I again congratulate the dynamic coordinator of this program, Professor Rakesh Pandey sir, and his team, which consists of Dr. Vinay and other madams. So you will have a very, very wonderful time over here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. for your energizing and enthusing words, kind words, and really it would always help us to invest more and more our energy for the better and fruitful result our course going to yield. Now I request Dr. Vinay Kumar ji, who is an expert of archaeology and has done seminal works, to please say some words about whatever you feel to say at this moment. Dr. Vinay Kumar. आलोक जी, देखिए विनय कुमार जी क्या विनय कुमार जी का क्लास तो नहीं है इसमें?
नहीं, क्लास नहीं है सर, बस शायद हो सकता है। देखता हूँ मैं देख रहा हूँ।
डॉक्टर Banerjee. Dr. Jayant Kar, have you joined?
Yes, sir, I have joined.
So in the meanwhile, I will request Dr. Jayant Kar, who is an international expert on tourism. It is very good that Dr. Jayant Kar will be one of the faculties in the heritage management. He has the experience of tackling national and international tourism. So I would like him to say some words at the very start of the program. Jayant Kar.
Thank you, Professor Rakesh and the other faculty members. It's a great honor to be the part of this course, and I thanks to the history department for organizing this course. And while interacting with my international traveler, I think there are few universities in the world those who give such kind of course. And I've gone through the syllabus, and this is a syllabus, it has not been made in a day. And thanks to Professor Rakesh, that his effort, that he has incorporated all the things which we need to know in heritage and other things. It's true that now due to the pandemic, the travel industry is not working, but I'm sure that the post-pandemic is going to boom for the travel industry. And the students, those who are going to study this heritage course, they have a lot of potential to work, not only in Archaeological Survey of India and other organizations, even in travel industry. Nowadays, we get a lot of international traveler in India. They are called as heritage travelers. They travel to different parts of India and they want to see and get an experience of the heritage sites like Varanasi and other places. So that's a great opportunity for the students, those who have joined this course, and the continuous effort by the faculty members to incorporate all those things in a syllabus. And I've gone through the syllabus 5 or 6 times, and I was thinking, can I add something new in the syllabus? And I can tell you, there was not a single point when I can tell you that I can add something new. So it is an effort by Professor Rakesh that he has incorporated all those things which you need to know it. And I'm looking forward to share my experience, and I'm sure that the student will love this course. And this course is not a very interesting, but also it is a part of Banaras University. That one of the most prestigious universities going to give this degree course. It's a great, I think it is one of the experience or the degree the student is going to have it, and they will get an opportunity not in India, but I can say even in abroad. Because now Indian history, people come and they say, oh, can I see something like Varanasi? And you know, when I talk about Varanasi with my international tourists, they said, I want to feel the city. I want to see. And even I have seen many travelers, when they leave the city, they cry because they have that very emotional feeling when they walk through the city. And I'm sure that the student will get this experience and they will share it to the people. And thank you to all the faculty members for giving me the opportunity to be the part of this course. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Jayankar. You have very appropriately mentioned the importance of tourism, importance of Varanasi, and really the students would be looking forward, and I myself would be looking forward to listening to whatever you are going to say and to share your ideas with the students. That is really very, I should say, encouraging. Now, वो आगे विनय जी आ गए हैं?
सर मैंने अभी बोला तो मतलब कोई रिप्लाई नहीं कर रहे हैं और मैसेज का।
और डॉक्टर सुलेखा और एक डॉक्टर ज्योतिमा है, वो भी
ज्योतिमा जी अभी जस्ट मैसेज की कि मुझे भी ज्वाइन मतलब मैं करना चाह रही हूँ, मैं हो नहीं पा रही, तो वो शायद अभी रिक्वेस्ट अभी आया होगा।
अभी आया नहीं है, मतलब ये है कि भारतवर्ष में लोग जब ले बचली तब ले एक है मतलब जब से बचे काम से तब से बच गए काम से। अब ये कल्चर हमारे देश को पता नहीं कहाँ ले जाएगा। इतना सूचना दिए कि सबको आना है, सब ज्वाइन ही नहीं कर किए, जब ले बचली तब ले। बहरहाल डॉक्टर विनय आए हैं क्या? हमारे बड़े ही स्टार टीचर हैं, जवाब नहीं दे रहे हैं बेचारे। चलिए, स्कॉलर हैं, विद्वान आदमी है। तो अभी मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि अब ये तो इंट्रोडक्शन लेक्चर था, तो हमें लगता है कि बाकी लोग नहीं ज्वाइन कर पाए तो क्लास लेंगे तो हो जाएगा। ठीक है आलोक जी? हेलो आलोक
जी 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 सर।
मैं कह रहा था कि ये सभी टीचर्स क्लास लेंगे तो बच्चों से इंटरेक्ट करेंगे ही जी। एक चाय नमक होना था आज, श्री गणेश लेकर के इनसे शुरू हो जाए और हमारे जो डिपार्टमेंट है उनके आशीर्वचन आ जाए।
नहीं सर, बहुत अच्छा से ये रहा है। और उस समय में ये कहना थोड़ा सा ये हो गया था। I just want to tell students that some of the faculty members from AMU, DU, and some of the researchers all over from London, some of the scholars from United States. So you will have a exposure from some international resource persons as well. And I again reiterate the point that it will be a very, very meaningful, time that you will spend over here. Apart from the lectures and distinguished series lectures given by Professor Rana P.V. Singh and other people, this will be a very, very successful sort of thing. And I again congratulate the course coordinator, Professor Rakesh Pandey sir, for having this induction program.
Thank you very much, sir. Really, it was
Miss Jyotima ma'am, welcome you. Jyotima ma'am हमारे साथ जुड़ चुकी हैं।
The faculties or the teachers who will be speaking from United Kingdom to USA to different scholar giants like Rana P.V. Singh, who is a giant in fact, having studied so thoroughly Varanasi. So you very rightly mentioned that these giant scholars should be talking to our students and enabling them to be like a perfect heritage management personnel, heritage management professionals. They will be perfect heritage management professionals. So thank you, sir. And now, Dr. Jyotima, I was searching for you and you have joined, so it's very good. Are you in a mood to say some blessings, some few words about anything like the course? I have given you the prospectus, you have gone through the prospectus. आप हिंदी में भी बोल सकती हैं। आप बातों को जो है कुछ इस अवसर पर सब बच्चे ज्वाइन किए हैं। ज्योतिमा जी का फील्ड जो है वो टूरिज्म भी है और एंशिएंट इंडियन हिस्ट्री, कल्चर और आर्कियोलॉजी भी है। ये हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया एंड वर्ल्ड थ्रू द एजेस वाला जो पेपर है उसको कवर करेंगी। तो डॉक्टर ज्योतिमा, आप ऐसे अवसर पर जब ये इंट्रोडक्टरी लेक्चर है इसमें आप कुछ शब्द बोलना चाहेंगी? कुछ बोले? मैं कहूँगा बोलिए आप प्लीज।
वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू, सीनियर्स भी और बच्चे भी, आप सभी लोगों को वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग। और आपने एक मैं बच्चों को मैसेज देना चाहूंगी कि आपने एक बहुत अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटी में जो एशिया की में स्थान रखती है उसमें एडमिशन लिया है, और हेरिटेज मैनेजमेंट का जो स्कोप है वो हमें लगता है सभी लोग बहुत अच्छे से जानते हैं कि कोई भी चीज हम करते हैं या कोई भी चीज हम देखते हैं या कहीं भी किसी स्थान पे जाते हैं तो हम वहां के हेरिटेज को ही देखना चाहते हैं, उसी को प्रेफर करते हैं। तो ये एक कोर्स आपके जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटी में भी बहुत वो करेगा, मतलब आपको आगे ले जाएगा। आपने जिस कोर्स में एडमिशन लिया है, ये बच्चों के लिए मेरा मोटिवेशन मैसेज है कि आप लोग यहाँ, चूंकि मैंने देखा कि जितनी भी फैकल्टी हैं वो सभी अपने फील्ड के माहिर हैं। जैसे मैं बहुत लोगों को पर्सनली भी जानती हूँ, तो उसमें मैंने देखा कि सभी अपने अपने फील्ड के एक विशेषज्ञ हैं जिसे कहा जाए। और मैं अपना सेल्फ परिचय देना चाहूंगी। मैंने जो है बनारस हिंदू यूनिवर्सिटी से ही BA, MA, PhD, मेरा फील्ड एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री, कल्चर एंड आर्कियोलॉजी भी है, म्यूजियोलॉजी भी है, और अभी प्रेजेंट टाइम में टूरिज्म डिपार्टमेंट में काम भी कर रही हूँ। तो इसीलिए मैं आप लोगों को यही बोलना चाहूंगी कि आप लोग प्लीज, जो टाइमिंग दी गई है आप लोगों को बहुत फायदा होगा उससे, क्योंकि फैकल्टीज वास्तव में आप लोगों की बहुत अच्छी है। और वो जो चीजें आप लोग अभी तो ये कोरोना की जो वैश्विक महामारी आई है उसमें तो हम लोग एक दूसरे से आमने सामने इंटरैक्ट नहीं हो पा रहे हैं, लेकिन बाया गूगल मीट हम लोग इंटरैक्ट होंगे। और कोशिश पूरी रहेगी कि आप लोग अगर मीडिया के उससे जुड़ रहे हैं तो भी आप लोगों को कहीं से कोई कमी ना रह जाए। जस्ट लाइक मैं अपना पैटर्न बताना चाहूंगी कि मैं जब भी वो करूंगी तो चूंकि मेरा जो पेपर है वो हिस्ट्री से रिलेटेड है, तो मान लीजिए मैं प्री हिस्ट्री बना रही हूँ तो वो पावर पॉइंट के थ्रू ही मैं चलाऊंगी गूगल मीट पे, ताकि आप लोग ये समझ सके कि हाँ यहाँ से ये मिली, ये मूर्ति मिली, या ये चीजें मिली, या ये हमारा हेरिटेज है। ऐसे मैंने बोल दिया और आपने सुन लिया तो उस चीज में उतना दम नहीं होता है जितना चीजें आप विजुअल देख के, वो चीजें आपको कभी नहीं भूलेंगी कि जो आप विजुअल देख लिए। तो प्यारे बच्चों, मेरा आप लोगों के लिए यही मैसेज है कि आप लोग क्लासेस प्लीज, सब टाइम टेबल आप लोगों को सेंड कर दिया गया होगा, प्लीज 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 टाइम से ज्वाइन कीजिएगा और मिस मत कीजिएगा, क्योंकि हम लोग भी उतनी ही मेहनत कर रहे हैं मीडिया के, मल्टीमीडिया के उससे आप लोगों तक पहुंचने की। और बाकी मेरी ब्लेसिंग्स हैं आप लोगों के साथ, और बड़ों को प्रणाम है।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद डॉक्टर ज्योतिमा, आपने बहुत ही बड़े ही सुरुचिपूर्ण ढंग से, बड़े ही प्रासंगिक तरीके से बातों को रखा और बच्चों को मोटिवेट किया, और बहुत ही अच्छा आपने बताया। और आप हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया एंड वर्ल्ड थ्रू द एजेस आप बच्चों को पढ़ाएंगे मल्टीमीडिया के माध्यम से। रियली एक बहुत बड़ा एक्सपीरियंस जो है बच्चों के लिए होगा, और आपका जो एक्सपीरियंस है, आपकी जो ट्रेनिंग है, इससे आप बहुत अच्छा कर पाएंगे। तो मैं कह रहा था कि बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपको दे रहा हूं, और आपने ज्वाइन किया तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा। बीच में तो मैं सोच रहा था कि आपको कहीं आप तबीयत ठीक है कि नहीं है, तो कोई बात नहीं, आप ज्वाइन कर ली, बहुत अच्छा लगा।
सर, एक्चुअली कल हम लोगों के यहाँ नेशनल टूरिज्म डे है विद्यापीठ में, तो वो सेमिनार आयोजित हो रहा है, तो उसी में थे, मेरे दिमाग से निकल गया था टाइमिंग। अच्छा,
कोई बात नहीं, आप क्योंकि इतने बड़े बड़े लोगों से जुड़ी हुई है, हमारे आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया के ADG से जुड़ी है और बहुत से संगठनों से आप जुड़ी है, तो आप, ये हमारे लिए बड़े गौरव की बात है कि आप काशी हिंदू विश्वविद्यालय के हेरिटेज मैनेजमेंट से भी आप जुड़ रही हैं।
थैंक यू सर।
और आपके बहुत अच्छे शब्दों के लिए बहुत धन्यवाद। हमारे बहुत ही, जिसे कहा जाए, बड़े नॉलेजेबल दो लोग हैं, डॉक्टर विनय कुमार और डॉक्टर सुलेखा बनर्जी है। क्या ये दोनों डॉक्टर, इसमें तो दिख रहा है, मतलब देयर प्रेजेंस इज शोन इन द अटेंडेंस लिस्ट। डॉक्टर विनय कुमार, could you hear me? डॉक्टर सुलेखा बनर्जी, क्या आप मुझे सुन रही हैं? डॉक्टर सुलेखा बनर्जी, डॉक्टर विनय कुमार, ये लोग हैं लेकिन पता नहीं क्यों नहीं रिस्पॉन्स कर रहे हैं। आलोक, जरा देखिए क्या बात है। आलोक जी,
सर मैंने अभी जस्ट कॉल किया मैम को, वो तुरंत अभी रिस्पांस दे रही हैं। 1 मिनट।
उनका नाम है विनय कुमार जी का भी नाम है।
जी जी, दोनों लोग को मैंने बस मैसेज किया। सुलेखा मैम भी बोली कि तुरंत रिस्पांस कर।
हेलो
जी,
हेलो।
हाँ बोले।
हाँ
जी।
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
गुड मॉर्निंग।
हाँ सर, मैं तब से आपको रेस्पॉन्स दे रही थी, सिग्नल प्रॉब्लम है, दैट्स व्हाई यू आर अनएबल टू हियर मी।
यू आर वेलकम, वेरी रियली प्लीज से
First of all, I am very grateful that you have actually given me another chance to be a part.
There is a little bit connectivity problem, sir. With
Long back, around 20 years back. And so I know the benefit of this course and what is the advantage of doing this course. And I personally congratulate you to pursue this course till now, and you have given me another chance to be a part of this course. So thank you very much, sir.
You say something about your paper museology which you will be teaching.
Yes, I am going to take up heritage and museum heritage. So I would like to tell the students that please be on time, and I will definitely make my points clear to you, and if you have any kind of problem you can definitely ask me. And just like as Jyotima told now that the medium of teaching the class is through PPT. So I will also prefer the same and do my best for the welfare of the student.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sulekha Banerjee. Thank you very much. And now may I request Dr. Vinay ji, if he can hear me, to say something like some words, few words. I know he is very busy, but if you are here, Dr. Vinay ji, please say something. Dr. Sulekha ji, do you know where Dr. Vinay ji is?
Sir, there is a little bit connectivity problem with Vinay sir. So I'm trying to connect with him.
Just say he is available now. Just wait for a minute.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Alok ji, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, sir.
I am very much sorry that I was busy somewhere else. Okay.
Welcome, Dr. And say some few words like your blessings for the students, and then
yes, sir. So first of all, I would like to congratulate all the students for joining such a wonderful course, and I would like to just share my experience with all of you, that I was also a student of this course while I was doing my masters in Delhi Institute of Heritage Research and Management in Delhi. And this is such a course that this course opens the avenue for all of you in various fields related with this particular subject of ancient history, culture, art, architecture, as well as the tourism sector, museums, archives, and so many things. So, I am very happy that you have joined this wonderful course, and in due course of my lecture, I will be telling you all about the various developments which took place in different time period in India, beginning from, not in India, in the world context, right from beginning of the prehistoric art and then to the other art of the other historical as well as the other periods. And in this course, which I will be teaching you all about art and architecture, I will be just talking about the philosophy and the culture behind the establishment of the various temples, which you know that these are the integral part of the rich architectural heritage of our country, that I will be just telling you the form and meaning of the different components of the temples, as well as the evolution of the art forms and its aesthetic meaning behind this art form. So I will be teaching you these papers of art and architecture, and under the able guidance as well as the path of Dr. Rakesh, Professor Rakesh Pandey sir, I hope you people will be just given the opportunity to hear the stalwarts who have done pioneer work related with this heritage management course. So these are my blessings as well as few observations. I will be telling you about the different books as well as the material in due course of my lecture. Thank you, Alok ji.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
It's really very nice that you joined and you gave your blessings and encouraging words to the students. And really, I think you have a lot of things to say, which if I am to speak on your behalf, I can speak things. That what a varied experience of archaeological academic activities you have, and you have enriched the knowledge in the field of archaeology. You have enriched the knowledge by your seminal works. So it would be always, I think, a very prestigious thing for the students of heritage management to sometimes declare that they have been the student of Dr. Vinayji. They would be really proud of that they attended the class of Dr. Vinayji, who is not only just a bookish scholar, who is a field surveyor, and not only field surveyor, but who has done like a field study of the archaeological material culture of the very ancient society. So it would always be very encouraging, very prestigious for the students of heritage management to sometimes say that they have attended the class of Dr. Veena Kumar. And
thank you very much, sir, for your kind words, sir. Thank you.
Now I know that, of course, we, the teachers, we are more concerned with the books, and that is also very correct. But the practical knowledge with the Department of Ancient History and Culture, Archaeology, they contributed from Professor A.K. Narayan onwards. And prior to that, even Professor Agrawal, Vasudev Sharan Agrawal, who did some very seminal work about Kashi from a location which he envisioned, something like a Kashi near
Rajghat.
Yes. So your department from where you are have been having something like a reputation of working very fundamental things about ancient history, culture and archaeology. And not only that reputation, but you did good things by studying the material culture, So students would be very much benefited by the exposure they will be having through you about the architecture of India. Architecture of India is something like which cannot one just say in words that it is so valuable. It cannot be valued as such. It is, I should say, immense value that we have the properties of architecture spread all over India, and which are something like carrying the story and the time and the messages from the past to present. They are something like the living things from past to present. The architecture, the temples, the old cities, their remains. So that is something very much give an attribute to India that really, look, this is a very old civilizational country. India is a civilizational country. If someone asks, prove it, then one can say, look to the art and architecture spread all over India, from the southernmost to the northernmost, from the tip of the southernmost India, that is Sri Lanka, from that to Jammu and Kashmir. If someone surveys from Gujarat to Assam, one would be just encountering so many remains and buildings which are still continuing to remain there. They speak about the ancient Indian culture and civilization and the meanings the ancients gave to the living, to the life. So that is a very prestigious subject which you would be teaching to the students, and the students would be very much benefited, and they would certainly become like a perfect heritage management professionals, heritage management experts to tell the world, look, this is India, and why India should be something like a whole India can be described as a property to be preserved, as UNESCO has preserved 40 sites almost for the preservation. So if someone visits all over India, someone may know that the whole India is something like a heritage civilizational country. So with these words, I thank Dr. Vinay Kumar ji to have joined and express the blessings. And now I think now the time is to conclude, and I thank Professor Mishra, our Era department, and also thank our Dean, Professor Mishra, who is busy, but his blessings are there with us. And I express my thanks and gratitude to the teachers, to the experts who joined today, and also I express my good wishes to the students that they have joined something like a very prestigious course of one of the topmost universities of India, that is Banaras Hindu University. They will be getting the degree of management, of managing the heritage of Banaras University, and that would be something like adding luster, adding something like a brilliance. That would be something like adding brilliance and light to the personality of those who are going to have the degree in heritage management. So with these words, now I request Alok ji, our engineer MTS, he is also a BTech in computer applications. So it is very good that such a knowledgeable person is attached with heritage management. He is a MTS, we call
Thank you so much, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving this valuable session and valuable time for me and all the students. And thanks our HOD, Honorable HOD, sir, and our Dean, sir, and all the faculty members. And the students are very blessed from him. And this is a right word from our coordinator, sir. Like आप सभी लोग वेरी फॉर्चुनेट हैं, ये सेशन, ये कोर्स अडॉप्ट करने के लिए बहुत ही फॉर्चुनेट हैं कि लाइक हम कभी भी मतलब इस हेरिटेज प्रेजेंट टाइम में हेरिटेज के लिए अगर हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर सर जो इतना हेल्प कर सकते हैं, इतना आगे सोच सकते हैं, तो हम तो इसकी पढ़ाई करके भी आगे बहुत आगे तक जा सकते हैं। वो हम ही को आगे सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं ताकि बीएचयू में एक मौका मिला है आपको पढ़ने का, तो ये बहुत अच्छा है कि सर के आशीर्वाद से आप इनके साथ 2 साल बने रहेंगे और इंडिया के हर जगह से, हर सिटीज, हर स्टेट से हैं, तो ये बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है। 2 साल तक 4 सेमेस्टर आप पढ़ेंगे एंड ऑल द फैकल्टी मेंबर्स आर सपोर्टेड विद द टाइम एंड थैंक यू सो मच सर, आपने ये इंडक्शन पार्ट रखकर बहुत अच्छा किया और मंडे आज बहुत ही शुभ दिन है, तो थैंक यू सो मच सर। और ये सेशन ये सेशन ही नहीं, हर सेशन बहुत अच्छे से यूट्यूब पे रहेगा और जिसको भी लाइव देखना हो, मतलब लाइव भी और ऐसे रिकॉर्डिंग भी देखनी हो, तो हमारा यूट्यूब चैनल है, उसको भी सब्सक्राइब करके वो लेक्चर्स जो भी मिस करते हैं वो दोबारा से सुन सकते हैं उस पर, तो लिंक वगैरह मैं सेंड कर दूंगा। थैंक यू मैम एंड ऑल द फैकल्टी मेंबर्स, थैंक यू सो मच, प्रणाम।
बच्चों का आज कोई है आलोक जी?
यस सर, यस सर।
आज किसी टीचर का कोई लेक्चर है?
सर 12 बजे से विनय सर का क्लास है, फिर 3 से 4 सुलेखा बैनर्जी मैम।
बच्चों को अनाउंस कर दीजिएगा कि वो लोग उसको ज्वाइन करेंगे। फिर इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ फिर आज का बहुत बहुत सबको धन्यवाद देते हुए और ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर ईच एंड एवरीवन एंड विद द होप दैट यू वुड बी डूइंग गुड एंड हम लोग होंगे कामयाब। बहुत बहुत
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
Thanks. Thank you, sir.